this is kind of like I wasn't smoking pot, but it's kind of like a high thought about what is shoplifting. So why is shoplifting illegal? My thought is, well, things like shoplifting, like some things, the punishment fits the crime. But for some small crimes like shoplifting or graffiti or whatever, they assume you get away with it most of the time. So they have to give you a big punishment all at once. So it's like, okay, you stole a pack of gum. We're going to arrest you for shoplifting for some $10 thing. We're not going to bill you $10 if we catch you. We're going to give you a criminal record for a misdemeanor or whatever. But with cameras and phone tracking and with stuff like that, if they made it so that they're tracking everybody through the store and they know who everybody is, and they did catch you shoplifting, if it was guaranteed that they would always catch you if you tried to shoplift, it wouldn't need to be a crime. They could just send you a bill and bill you 10% extra. It was just a weird thought I had that some crimes are only crimes because you need to give a big penalty all at once because normally you get away with it. And then I thought, let's say we're in a future, there's universal basic income and it's enough for people to buy all the food they need and basic stuff and whatnot. Let's say we're in that future. And also they have the ability to catch you shoplifting always. What you could do, there would be two ways to buy things. One way would be you either earn money or you get your universal basic income money and then you buy something. So it would be you work when you want, where you want, and then buy shit. So that's how things work now. But you could do another thing. So instead of having a crime of shoplifting, you could have it so anybody can take anything they want from a store. They can just grab it and take it. But if you don't pay for it, there'd be like a system where, not a debtor's prison, but like they could make you work like jury duty type of system where if you grab things without paying for them, we might call you up out of the blue and say, you have to go do this manual work on a sewer in Cincinnati or do some hurricane cleanup in Louisiana. So it'd be a weird future where you could either earn money and then buy stuff, at will work and then buy stuff, or you could just grab stuff and then be forced to work somewhere to pay it off at a random time. That was my high thought when I wasn't high. Because what'll happen with universal basic income is nobody's going to want to be a garbage truck driver or a sewer technician, whatever, the shitty jobs. So you could have some sort of like way to like draft people to do it, or jury duty type of thing to do shitty jobs.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of that idea. It's like a future, but you have less freedom.
Well, no, you don't. I mean, it's your choice to. So you have universal basic income to get all of your basic needs met. That was one of my hypotheticals. If you want more shit, like fancy stuff, whatever, you can either work where you want, when you want, with total freedom, or you could just grab it, and then part of the deal that you know about ahead of time is, okay, if I just grab this TV and I don't pay for it ahead of time, I might get drafted to do hurricane cleanup or sewage garbage truck driving for 2 months sometime down the line somewhere. So society still runs. We got people doing shitty stuff, shitty jobs, but there's also at will work if you want that. And then again, yeah, you might never get drafted to do the shitty job if machines take most of those away, or you might get drafted once or twice a year to do the shitty job, or you might do that once and say,
and
oh,
go
ahead.
Obviously, it's like more of an advanced society. Anyway, it's probably like a little bit more surveillance society where they can identify anyone all the time.
Well, that would only have to be the case in the stores.
Right, like your phone or whatever it is, or face recognition at that point.
But that system would totally eliminate shoplifting and looting and whatnot, because it would be allowed. Just the more of it you did, the
Like,
more
yeah, it's like
likely you
can't-
would get drafted to do a shitty job.
You can't steal. It just goes on your account. It's like an automatic credit almost.
Yeah.
Anything you take is like tallied.
Yeah, you like be kind of playing. You're not playing with your life, but you're playing with like your future. Doing like grabbing a Gatorade, and you know you've already maxed out your universal income for the month. Like you're basically like playing with fire.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like those check cashing places, but with time instead of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe it's immoral.
It's like that Justin Timberlake movie where time is the currency.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess kind of like that.
Maybe if they implemented this system and then gave me credit for it, I would go down in history as an evil person.
Yeah,
Probably, from what it sounds like, yeah.
have people being like people need to have the right to steal. That could be the only argument against it.
Well, yeah. It's like forcing like a prison person to like pick up trash on the side of the road.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it could be corrupt. Like they could, you took one thing of soda and now you've got to work 6 months. They could do it way out of proportion to what it should be.
Yeah.
But hopefully
Like
they
depends
wouldn't.
what judge you get.
I would like to think it would be based on like what needs to be done. So you've got all this pool of people who took shit, and you compare it to the pool of like work that needs to be done to keep society running, and that's how much the punishment is.
That's how like you're gonna get people drafted to the army. Like,
Yeah, there you go.
Just gonna be just circles back to the army.
Yeah, it could be a backdoor way of tricking people into joining the army. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got my vote, dude.
Anybody got any shows or podcasts or whatever they want to plug?
I have a podcast. It's called Free Netflix Online with comedian Tim Rayburn. It's on Spotify because it has the word Netflix in it. We can't branch out any further. So
You can catch me at Kmart, asking them to give me a price break on the grocery. You can also find me at the nearest Mexican restaurant closest to me when the society opens back up.
Follow me at Diego Comedy on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I've been trying to post a lot more now since that's all I can do.
All right. Thanks for calling in, guys.
well, thanks for having me, Tom.
Bye.
I'm Kevin Key, and I'm a comedian.
I'm Diego Attanasio, also a comedian.
I'm Scott Gaughan, also a comedian.
This is Creativity Wasted. If you like this podcast, please subscribe and give a review or rating on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or wherever you got it. I have a website, creativitywasted.com, and I also started a Patreon. So if you love the show, consider donating to Patreon. Thanks for listening.